In this video, we will highlight the big picture of the employee system. As I said in the last slide in describing the project, it is very important to learn how to think in the world in terms of objects. Let's say you are modeling a university. The university is a class. Each faculty needs a class. Departments need a class. Employee need a class. The building need a class. The floor need a class. The room might need a class. You think in everything that might have a bunch of attributes and bunch of relevant methods and a unit that really makes sense, and then you build things around that. You will notice that the code is much easier in this way. Let me give you the big picture of the system here. As we learn it, we have the employee class, we have the employees manager, and we have the front-end manager class. The applications in general have what we call a front end and the back end. The front end is what the user see. This is a console in our case here. This is a console front end. There is a mobile front end. There is a iOS front end, Android front end, web front end, and so on. So the front end is mainly what the user see. This is mainly the user interacts. So if you thought about the system here from this perspective, the user need to see a system that is running, to see a menu choices, to click the choices and get results. So to develop that, we have here a class front-end manager that you should initialize, create an object out of it, and then call the run method. The run method is just a while loop that keeps running and running and running, and mainly printing the menu. Then taking an input choice from the user, and based on that, should ask the employees manager to do some task for us. The employee is just a class mainly holding the data for us. If you try to check here, just having the constructor and have str function and the presentation function. So the big deal here is the employees manager. The employees manager is kind of what we call a back end. A back end is something in the back doing all of the business logic that we have, doing all the operations that we have. Thinking about our menu, we needed some functionality, for example, that allow us to add a new employee. So I added here a function that's adding a new employee that should ask the user for the inputs and use them to enter data. Also, there is a request to print the employees. So I have a function here that should list the employees. The delete employees with an age, a function that's taking age from and to and then printing it. We have also a function that is finding an employee by name. So it's taking a name to return an employee by name. We are updating the salary by name and salary. This is all. If you open here, you will notice that the constructor of this guy is empty and just creating a bunch of employees. So this is like what I call a back end. It's something in the back doing all of the needed functionalities, all of the logic. The word manager, as I mentioned before, the employee is just about information of a single employee, but the employees manager is something that is managing all of them. That's why we can have here the list employees function, but we cannot have it here, right? Because this is just single object. I would like you to try to take this current information and try to implement this flow. If you couldn't, check out the next video.